Hey everybody, welcome to another chapter of the Book of Sean. Thank you for tuning in. I have an amazing show for you tonight. This is going to be a good one because we get to talk about my favorite subject, love, relationships, okay? Finding somebody. And don't act like you don't want to find somebody. And if you've already found somebody, you want to keep them. And my guest tonight has a journey and a story, as all of us do with love. It's a journey of the heart. And he's taken her places, some up, some down. But nevertheless, she survived. And she's here tonight to tell us all of the wisdom, some of the mistakes, and the joys that come along once you move into a new season of your life with respect to love. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Welcome to the show tonight, my sister Charity. Hey, Charity.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. It's good to see you. First of all, you're beautiful. Can I say that?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I'm honored to say it. I think black women don't hear that enough. I think that black men don't say it enough. And I think I think more of us need to say it when we don't want something from the person.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
Right. Most people say it and it's like, let me get your number. I'm just telling you, you're beautiful. All right. All right. So let's do this. Before we get started with all the serious stuff, I have one sort of icebreaker question that I want to ask you. And here it is. I'm assuming you eat grits. I'm assuming you've eaten them in the past. If you're black, you eat grits. Don't act like you didn't. All right. So here's my question. Do you do salt or do you do sugar?
Sugar.
Sugar? You a sugar girl? Sugar.
Yes.
Why not salt real quick?
I don't know. I don't know. I just want sweetness. When I'm eating grits, I want some butter and some sugar, and that's it. My mom was a salt girl. I went the total opposite way.
Well, listen, first of all, you can tell a lot about a person by their grits. I just want to say that, right?
Just saying, I didn't say I could make them, though. They're a little lumpy. But they're sweet.
Exactly. Yeah, so let's get into it because I'll put it this way. People think that getting a divorce is about the destruction of a marriage. But I also think that sometimes getting a divorce is about standing up for yourself.
Absolutely.
My question to you is this. How did you find the courage to stand up for yourself?
I feel like after the loss of my mom in 2010, I took a few years like in a dark place, just in a people-pleasing, codependent space. And when I finally opened my eyes to like reality, it was about 5 years later, about 2015. And I realized that my life was in shambles. My marriage was not the best, but it had been that way for a while. But I was just coasting through life. In about 2015, I really started to do some work on me. And I realized that there were things that were in my life that I had to work on. So I went hard at working at things. And then I realized as time went on that it was time to let some things go.
Yeah. When you started talking about the work, your face changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What were you feeling and thinking about when you were talking about that? Because your face changed.
The work is painful. Though it's necessary, it's been very painful, and a lot of things that I had to let go of hurt. My marriage ended, but the love that I had for him didn't. So letting that go, knowing that I had to end something that wasn't good for me, even though my heart was still attached to them, it was really hard. It's still hard. I mean, it's still pretty hard, but grace of God, I'm here.
Yeah, I love the smile at the end.
Yeah,
because that's what happens. That smile is what happens when you do the work and you embrace the pain and you're honest about the truth. You come out on the other side with that kind of smile. So tell me this, what did your marriage and your divorce teach you about you?
It taught me that I have done many things in my life for everyone else. It taught me that when I say codependent and people pleasing, that is, I'm still working through that part of my life, but it was huge. I even stayed in that marriage because other people told me that I should. You know, going through it, it's very lonely. I have 10 brothers and sisters, and even though I have a lot of people around me a lot, it showed me that this is a walk that nobody can walk with you, and being alone is okay. There is power in the meantime. If I can say, going through it, there's power in it. So it just taught me that I can do it. I can do things on my own and thrive. And I've done it. I feel like I have.
Yes, you're doing it. There's no think. Take that think out of there, right? Because you're doing it, and you can do all things.
You're the doctor. You'll tell me if I'm doing it or not.
As the doctor,
that's what I'm here for.
You're doing it.
Yes, sir.
Give me a list of things that you know in your right mind with respect to love and relationship. A list of things in your right mind that you know you will never do again.
I will never stay somewhere that doesn't fit the journey that I'm supposed to be on. It doesn't fit my purpose. I'll never do that again. It's okay to not be okay. Just a couple.
Yeah, no, those are good. Those are excellent. That second one touched you, I could tell. What's the story behind that second one? When you said that it's okay to not be okay, why did that touch you?
Because I am a person that on the outside, everything looks good. You know, going through the divorce, you would have never known. Like, people still don't know. Today is like my coming out.
Really?
Like, yeah, I mean, you would have never known because I've always tried to keep a straight face. You know, I've always just wanted to be the person that other people could come to, but I always had to keep myself together so everyone would feel as though they could come to me because I'm the strong one. But I realized through this journey that it's okay. It's okay to cry. Like, I cry so much now. I feel there is power in it. Those tears are amazing to me now. So it's okay to not be okay is a mantra. I say it all the time. I tell my siblings, I just tell my children, like, it's okay. If you don't feel it, how are you going to get through it? You have to feel it to go through it. It's that's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Like, I've masked things for too many years. So now in this season, it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I love that. And can I just pour into you a little bit? Because one of the things I'm hoping, because I'm listening to you, and I'm hoping rather that you're listening to you too, because it's okay to not be okay. That's one. But it's also okay to not be responsible for saving everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's major. That's big. Because that's one of the things that I've tried to do my whole life. Yeah.
Can I give you one more?
One more. Give me 1,000. I'll take one.
And
you're gonna make me cry.
And it's also okay for you to make people mad.
It's tough. But I receive it.
Tell me what you're feeling, because I can see it.
It's it's tough for me. That's really hard for me because I try to be there for as many people as I can, and I try to just show up. I think I try to show up because it's like how I really want people to be for me, but I don't say it so they don't know. You know?
Hold on, because I want to do this with you real quick. Charity, I love you to death, just so you know.
I love you more.
I could talk to you for 5 hours. All right, here it is. Did Martin Luther King make people mad?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I'm assuming you're a church girl. You live in I won't tell people where you live, but based upon where you live, you a church girl. Okay.
I am. Born and raised.
Did Jesus make people mad?
Did.
He did.
Yes,
and the people he made mad were people who were diametrically opposed to what he stood for, or people who could not receive or accept the gift that he had to bring.
Oof.
So when I say it's okay for charity to make people mad, I'm putting you in the class with Dr. King and Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And if they could do it, why can't you?
Why can't I?
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah. No, you're going to have to do it. And I tell you why. Because the next great level of your life is going to require that some people not understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where you're going. And if everybody understands it, then it's probably not great. All right, let me move on, because I'm going to start preaching, and you're not here for that. All right, so let me ask you this. So are you ready for a new relationship?
I don't know. I want to be in one, but I don't know if I'm ready.
Okay.
I feel like I am, but it's just a feeling. I mean, I enjoy companionship. So, I mean, I enjoy having a partner. I enjoyed that. I miss it, but I don't want to force anything either.
Right. And that's important. It's important not to force it, and it's important to do it when you're ready.
Right.
Here's what I always say to people. You know you're ready for somebody else, not when you want somebody else, but you know you're ready for somebody else when you feel full enough to have something to offer.
Yeah.
Which one are you?
I feel like I'm in the middle.
It's okay.
But I have a tank. It's not full.
Okay, that's good. Now lift your head back up. Don't you lower your head, because that is nothing to feel bad about. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It is the truth. It is where you are. And after all that you have been through, who can blame you for having half a tank?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and let me say something. I wish more people were honest about the fact that they were half a tank, rather than putting on nice clothes, makeup, suits and ties, or we don't wear suits and ties to the club, but whatever they wear to the club, you know, shaking their tail feathers, acting like they full, but the truth of the matter is they pretty and broken, handsome and broken, driving nice cars and wounded. I would much rather meet somebody who said to me, listen, I'm half a tank, I'm telling you right now, deal with it or not.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's all I got. But I go in on 10 though, which is really odd for me. I go in on 10. I have to like turn the wife in me off. If that makes sense.
Oh, say more about that, because that's interesting.
I literally do, because I care. I realize in this season that I'm in that I not care too much, but I do. Like, and it's really who I am. So I care about people, I feel like, too much. And oftentimes they can't receive that. So I start on 10, and then, you know, as time goes on, it just by the end of I'm at 1. It's over. I can't do it, because I go in as full charity, but then I pull away, you know, what somebody really doesn't deserve or can handle. So
Yes, I'm glad you said that, because that's important for this conversation.
mhm.
This conversation, if we're successful in this conversation, one of the things that I want to be able to get you to receive is that you really are in a different season, and you're going to have to cut the wife off.
I know.
You're not a wife right now.
Right.
But the good news is you're a woman.
Yes.
I got some better news. You're a Black woman.
Ooh.
What? It gets better. I got some even better news. You're a woman, you're a Black woman, and you're a brilliant, beautiful Black woman.
Wow.
And I'm saying to you, your identity,
yes,
all of that in this season has to supersede what you knew yourself to be as a wife. Because here's what you'll do. You'll start offering people things that a wife would offer a husband to someone who hasn't earned what you have to offer. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm talking to my dear sister Charity about her journey with love and life and marriage and divorce. And Charity, so far it has been a powerful, interesting conversation. And what I was saying to you before we took the break was, I think a lot of times when you've been a wife or a husband, you really get wrapped up and subsumed in the identity. And then when that season of your life is over, it's hard, to let that go. And the point I was making was, you have so much more to offer as a woman, as a Black woman, as a brilliant and beautiful Black woman, that doesn't just require you to see yourself as somebody else's spouse. I got some more good news for you. The good news is whoever ultimately marries you again, assuming you want to be married again, won't ever have to worry about if you know how to be a wife, because you already know how to do that. And in fact, I got some better news for you. Because you're doing your work and you're here tonight, you'll be an even better wife than you were the first time. I just don't want you to offer to people that part of yourself before they're ready to get it or deserve it or any of that. Because it goes back to what you said. You come in at 10 and you end at 1. And you end at 1 because you were dating a 0.
Oh, well, Dr. Shine, you said it.
So I'm just saying, don't get mad at me, people. All right.
That's what
So let's
get mad.
So let's do this. What? Give me the list. What kind of man are you looking for?
Oh my God.
Describe him.
Okay, let me preface. I know what I'm not looking for.
Okay, describe him. Describe the man you're not looking for.
Lazy, unable to take care of self, not a good father, narcissist, somebody that hasn't done their own work, somebody that is that is not a communicator. I can't, because I realize I'm not a great communicator, because somebody gonna have to fix it. Somebody gonna have to do it. I'm gonna do my work to be better. But they have to be, they just can't be a person that can't communicate. They can't be emotionally unavailable. That's so, like, looks, height, all of that, that's out the window. Doesn't matter.
Been there, done that.
I'm not that. I'm not there in this season of what a person needs to look like. It has to be, and the things that I am looking for is a kind person, somebody that loves Jesus. You gotta love Jesus. You have to have a relationship with Jesus. Somebody that is a hard worker, that won't stunt my growth, but help, like, build me up. Like, I don't want anybody that sees me as an independent woman and lets me stay an independent woman. They say I can do independent. It's not the life I want to live. I want a partner. And I think that think that sums it up.
No, that's actually not bad because you said some very important things with respect to someone being kind and someone able to communicate. So there's a maturity to you that I think is important and vital. Um, but let me ask you this: tell her, because your future husband may be watching right now, right?
Okay. Hello, honey.
Hello, honey. So tell him what you're bringing, because you told me what you want. Tell him what you're bringing to the table.
Oh, a partner, somebody that you can rely on, you can trust with you. Um, I have a personal relationship with Jesus, somebody that I'm going to pray for you, and just love on you. And if you have children, mother them, um, and just be a support system, like the actual help me. That is what I want to be, to help a man become a better version of himself.
Mhm.
That's what I bring. I mean, my credit ain't too bad. I got a couple coins,
Mhm.
but like substance,
Mhm.
I can bring that.
Mhm. Can I add to that list in case he's watching?
Go
Because
ahead.
you bring a little more than what you
Okay.
said. What you also bring is a lot of wisdom
Mm,
with respect to what it means to have done something before, which
yeah.
means you also bring patience because you cannot put yourself back in a position to love and care for somebody unless you have patience. But here's the other thing that you bring, and I think it's the most important thing. You bring perspective.
Mm,
You bring perspective. And there isn't a man in the world who doesn't need somebody to love him who doesn't have, or rather, who does have perspective. Because the
mm,
only way you can love another human being is to be able to see it from 5,000 feet and see the whole picture. And you bring that to the table because of what you've been through.
mhm.
My point is, don't underestimate the
Yeah.
gift of what you've been through,
Okay.
rather. You follow
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Totally understand that. And I always that that question always bothers me, even like at a dinner. Like I just like I don't know how to just give myself those type like accolades. Like, I mean, you'll see. It's typically
Yeah.
how I would
But stop
answer.
for a second. Stop. Why is it so hard? Because even as I've tried to celebrate you, I've noticed your discomfort. Why is that? What's the story behind that?
Don't know. I'm still working through it. I don't fully understand why I'm like this. It's I'm a work in progress,
Mm.
and I just don't know.
Um,
I think it was like just growing up. It's just be humble, and that's just kind of the road I've tried to walk on, just the humble road. And I mean, I just feel like you'll see it. That's literally how I've lived my life. Like, you'll see eventually. Like that's why I was like, I felt okay to walk away because I knew what I had brought to the table and what the things that I provided in that marriage, and I just feel like, well, I'll fight. But when I walk away, you'll see, because I would internally fight, and I would just continuously do, but I wouldn't really say. I realize I'm not a great communicator.
yeah.
So
But I need you to change that.
okay.
I'm not disrespecting anything that you were taught or the
Hmm.
people who taught it to you. But in this
Hmm.
season of your life, it's not serving you. Because when you've
Okay.
been hurt and you're trying to come back to strength, you have to
Hmm.
learn how to celebrate yourself. And you have
Okay.
to learn how to speak your attributes, speak
Hmm.
your assets, and to give it voice. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
getting back up on your feet when you're the one pulling yourself up, you got to trust those arms and you got to know
Yeah.
what's in there. And so what I'm going to invite you to do in this season of your life
Mm-hmm.
is to learn how to receive celebration, how to celebrate yourself. It doesn't make you arrogant. It doesn't make you haughty. It doesn't make you egotistical. You see, everything I'm saying about you shouldn't be new information. It should be what you say to yourself when nobody else is around, so that you get excited about what I'm saying only because I'm confirming what you think about yourself.
Well, hello. I'm writing it down.
You know, that's good to write down. Now let's switch gears a little bit and tell me. I'm assuming you're dating a little bit or in some
I
kind
am.
of way. All right. So what kind of men are you meeting?
They've been younger than me. I honestly, good guys. What you would consider like I've educated. They have careers. They are good fathers. I've dated, but I've also kept. It's like been in a box. If that makes sense. It's kind of been a core group that it probably didn't work when we tried it before, so we're trying it now, trying it again, type of deal. So I'm not dating much, but
Okay. So
good guys.
let me ask you this: from your experiences, and this is just your experience.
Mm-hmm.
What do you get the sense that the men you are encountering want the most from a relationship or from a woman?
They really value my input into their lives, which is really odd. Not odd, but men tend to like tell me everything up front, like everything. They just like lay it all on me. So I'm not sure. I almost feel like I'm so cool that I'm put into a box, and I almost feel like I put myself into the homegirl box. To where even if we go on dates and hang out or we support each other in whatever way, it's really not going anywhere else because I'm not even letting them know that I like them. And it could but any person that I date could be a potential relationship. I wouldn't date anybody that is just a fling. I haven't really done that much now, like in the last year or so. So I think to keep myself safe, I am the homegirl, the friend, the one you can't talk to about anything. And in that aspect,
are you okay with that?
No.
Okay.
Not particularly.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought, because we're gonna deal with that on the other side of this break. I'm gonna take a break, and because I heard something, she said something, and I heard something, and we're gonna fix something right after this. I heard you literally putting yourself in the friend zone when you told me that the men you are encountering in these dating scenarios, they unload, they tell you all this stuff. See, that can be a good thing if you are a wife.
Exactly.
But if you are someone who is trying not just to hear somebody else's whatever, struggle, turmoil rather, but also trying to find someone who will listen to you.
Right.
That don't work.
Right. And you're 100% correct, because I literally, that's how it goes from 10. That's how it goes down, because you don't even care about, you're too busy dumping on me. You don't even know my favorite color. So
Yeah. So let me give some advice. How about from now on, when you sit down with a gentleman,
Mhm.
one of the things you say in the beginning is, I'm looking for someone who wants to listen to me as
Mm.
much as I am able to listen to them. I'm into reciprocity in this season of my life. I am
Yes.
not here to give and to give and to give and to bleed and to bleed and to die and to die. I'm
No.
here to be poured into, to be
Absolutely.
loved, to be valued, to be protected. And even as I do it, I need
Hmm.
to get that back.
Hmm.
And then
I'm
he,
writing that down, Dr. Sean. Word for word.
no, you oughta. And then after you say it, just sit there and look.
Hmm.
Like, mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What's your response? Listen,
Please.
you're 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 gonna be fine. I
Okay.
It's a journey. And I think
Hmm.
the biggest thing is, I think you have to turn off your wifely instincts,
Yeah.
because you don't want to wife people that's not your husband.
Right.
Because you end up going too far, doing too much, and end up being hurt. And it's not their fault. It's
Right.
because you created something through your identity that didn't exist. All right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop doing that, and I think you'll be fine. All right, let's do this before I let you go. Um, we play a little game around here, and it's
Okay.
called Which Would You Rather Have? Play the bumper, Hiley. That's the bumper. That bumper needs some sound, needs some music or something, don't you think? All right, here it is. Charity, which would
Hmm.
you rather have? A man who is very social and can fit into any group, or a man who didn't have a lot of friends, mostly stuck to himself, but focused on you?
Two.
Tell me why, quickly.
Um, because that is where I'm at in life. Somebody that can literally focus on me and just we just love each other. I mean,
Okay,
like,
we got to keep going. All right, I know you're a church girl, but I'm asking anyway. Which would you rather have, great sex or a big heart?
great sex.
I
And
didn't
my
expect
kids
it.
turn it off. And I'm just playing.
I'm not even going to ask why. Okay, which would you rather have, a man with Southern hospitality or big city hustle?
Southern hospitality.
Okay. Okay, which would you rather have, a man who's an entrepreneur or a man who's an artist?
Entrepreneur.
I'm not going to ask. All right, which would you rather have, someone who goes to church or someone who doesn't go to church at all?
Goes to church.
Really?
Yes.
Got to go to church, huh? All right.
You okay, wait, let me you have to have a relationship with Jesus because there are some you could go to church all day, every day. Now I know this to be true. You can go to church all day, every day, but your relationship still isn't there. So
Okay.
we are the church. I
Okay.
do know that you are
Okay.
walking church. So
I got to keep moving. Here's my last one. Which would you
okay,
rather have? Someone who knows you already or someone you just met?
just met.
Okay. And that's my last piece of advice to you, because there's always a method to my madness on this show.
Okay.
I need you to stop dating people you already know.
Mm.
Stop going out with people that time and life has already told you no. Because if it was supposed to happen in a lot of instances, it would have happened already. Give yourself a chance to meet someone new, someone who you can learn about each other and discover each other with, rather than somebody who represents a season of your life that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm.
You
Okay.
you you felt that.
I did. I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Let it all go.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Move on. Move on.
Yeah.
Turn the page, because there's somebody new out there waiting for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
receive.
No, I'm glad you came. I'm glad you're here, because you represent so many people who find themselves in a stage of life that they never thought they would be in, and that is single again. Let me ask you this. Are you disappointed that you're single, or are you feeling liberated that you're single?
Disappointed.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed being married. I really did.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed that part of my life. That's
Yeah.
all I know. I've known that since I was a young woman. So
Yeah. And can
it
you
gets rough out
hold
here.
on, hold on. No. Stay right here. Can you accept the truth that this is where you are and that it is its own blessing?
Yes. Yes.
See,
I can accept that.
I don't believe that, because
No.
if you could, you wouldn't be disappointed.
Mm, really?
Yeah. If you could accept it for what it is and the
Mhm.
blessing that it can be, then liberation is what you would feel. That you are
Mm,
liberated from something that was killing you.
no, I am, but it's still.
No,
I just
no,
feel like it's grief.
no,
All
no,
right, you the doctor.
no. I'm saying no, because we have. I know I got to take a break, but we have this thing where we create identities, right? And we have
Mhm.
this is how it should be. I should be this at 20 and this at 30, and this is
Yeah,
how it's going to be, and it's going to last forever, and I'm going to have this life. And then when it doesn't happen, someone asks you a question, you say, I'm disappointed. But
yeah,
the truth of the matter is, none of what we invented happened to be the journey we were supposed to live.
you're right.
You're living the journey you were really supposed to live. And I got a news flash for you. It included divorce. But that's okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's okay.
It's
I wish I
okay.
had more time. Chad, I wish I had more time, because
We need a series
yeah,
because
we were right on the edge of a little breakthrough. You were about to break into something new. But thank you for being on tonight. And yeah, you're gonna be all right.
yes, sir.
All right.
I believe.
Listen, everybody, I got to take this break. When we come back, we're going to do an aha moment, and then we're going to do some Ask Dr. Sean right after this. Welcome back, everybody. I learned a lot from that conversation, and a lot of things went through my mind. So let's do an aha moment together. See, when one season of your life is over, you have to reinvent yourself. And it doesn't just mean that you move out of a house or you change your address. It means that you shed an identity and give yourself an opportunity to view yourself as somebody totally different. See, when you're not somebody's wife, you're not a wife. And when you're not somebody's husband, you're not a husband. You may carry the spirit of a wife and you may carry the spirit of a husband, but if you only see yourself as that, then you'll be giving people things that they don't deserve and really can't handle. I say embrace the full spectrum and the totality of who you are. Because in addition to being a wife or a husband, you're a man, you're a woman, you're brilliant, you're kind. Let more of you come to the table. I think sometimes when people get married, they sort of take on these identities, and these identities become the thing that they lead with, or the things rather that they lead with. Truth of the matter is, there's so much more to all of us than just being parents or siblings or spouses or workers. Let all of you have a chance to speak before some of you never gets heard. All right, Hiley, let's do some Ask Dr. Sean. Play the bumper, man. Yes. All right, you guys always send me amazing videos. Take a look at this one.
Hey, Dr. Sean, my name is Lante, and I need some advice. I have a friend who's always putting down my accomplishments. Do you think that's a form of cockiness or insecurity?
Okay, the first thing I need you to do is to stop calling this person your friend, because that's not a friend. Your friends don't put down your accomplishments. Your friends don't critique and judge your victory. Your friends don't make your success about them or something you should be ashamed of. A friend will clap for you louder than you'll clap for yourself. A genuine friend will dance harder at your celebration than the people who gave you birth. A real friend is not somebody who criticizes and judges and critiques you at your finest hour. They are the ones who say to you, I knew you could do this. I saw this in you. In fact, a great friend treats your success as their victory because that's how much they wanted it for you. And anybody who doesn't fall into the categories that I just gave you, they're not your friends. They may be associates, they may be constituents, they may be people rather who need things from you, but they are not your friend. Not about cockiness, it's not about ego, okay? It's about someone not fulfilling in your life the function of a genuine friend. In fact, it sounds to me like they are painfully insecure. And there's a story behind their brokenness that maybe at some point the two of you can talk about and they can be transformed. But as it stands, they are not fulfilling the function of friendship. Because if the first responsibility of friendship is the truth, then the second responsibility of friendship is support. And the people in your life who dare to be your friends must also dare to celebrate you when you deserve to be celebrated. All right, let's do another one. Someone DM me this question. My aunt constantly makes comments about my weight, even though I've asked her to stop. I think her comments are mean, are meant rather to be hurtful. How can I tell her she makes me feel, how can I tell, let me read it again. How can I tell her how she makes me feel without being disrespectful? It's important to read. All right, here's how you do it. Stop worrying about being disrespectful because she's not worried about hurting your feelings. You need to tell her the truth, and you need to tell her the truth, yes, in a way that she can hear it, but you don't need to sugarcoat this. Somebody who's always putting you down is a bully, even if you have common blood, common relationship, or even live in the same house. Don't let yourself be bullied. Stand up for yourself and tell your aunt that she has to stop. And if she doesn't stop, she's putting in jeopardy her connection to you. It's not about disrespect. Take that out of your mind. Get that out of your spirit, because that's how you're being manipulated. It is about you respecting yourself enough to tell your aunt the truth and to set a boundary and draw a line. That's what it's about. What your aunt's going to do is what she's going to do because she's grown, and grown folks do what grown folks do. The question is, what are you going to do? You need to tell the truth about how you feel, and you might need to walk away for a season from somebody who's trying to hurt your feelings. Don't get caught up in the label. Judge people by how they make you feel. We'll be right back with more of a new segment we got here on the show called That Don't Make No Sense. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So we have a new segment that we're starting today called That Don't Make No Sense. Play the bumper, Holly. Of course, the English is better in the bumper, but I call it That Don't Make No Sense. Anyway, can you believe that only serving 45 days as the British Prime Minister, Liz Truss has resigned from office? Let's look at a video of Liz talking about it in Britain.
I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
All right. So there you have it. Liz Truss is out of a job, and she messed up the country in 45 days. It's really hard to do, just so you know. It's hard to mess up a job in 45 days. She cut taxes for rich people, provided no additional services or help to help people deal with the high cost of living, and worst of all, she communicated poorly. Which, if you think about it, is a list of things that Republicans want to do in this country if they come into power. So God help all of us as that happens. Because if history is prologue, then we've already seen what's going to happen when these kind of policies come into fruition. But, shout out to Liz for at least trying. After Boris Johnson messed up the country, Liz did it in 45 days. But you know what absolutely doesn't make sense? It's the fact that Liz Truss appointed a cabinet that had no white men in it. And now that experiment is over. In no large part because of what Liz did in her leadership, but one wonders if it will ever happen again in Great Britain, that a prime minister will have a cabinet that doesn't include any white men. I have nothing against white men, of course. I think there are good, decent white men in the world, obviously, but it was something of an experiment. Now in 45 days, that experiment is over. It was also a social statement. And, it's not an indictment of the cabinet. I'm sure many of them had good ideas, but this is what happens when you follow a leader that's not ready or capable to lead. But here's some wisdom for you. When you need something, when you are interested in having something, don't just bring anybody into your life to fill it. See, Great Britain needed a leader, and it chose somebody that wasn't ready to lead. And my advice to you is always remember that you're not that desperate. Have some standards and make sure you're bringing people into your life who can handle being there. All right, let's do one more. There's a teaching shortage in this country, so much so that apparently the country seems to be dropping the standards that allow people to teach. School districts around the country are hiring people who don't have certifications and have never been formally trained to be teachers. Yeah, you heard me. School districts around the country are hiring people who are not certified to teach and have no formal training, and in many instances have never taught a day in their life. In a lot of classrooms, people that were certified to teach English are teaching math. So they have certifications in areas that they're not actually teaching in. Did you hear me? This is what's going on in classrooms. Instead of raising the standards for people to teach, because I did a story last week about a teacher who had a kill list upon which or in which some of her students were on the list of people she wanted to kill. Instead of raising the standards, America's decided to lower them. That don't make no sense. We should not be lowering the standards to put people in schools. Because just today somebody shot up a school in St. Louis. We need to be raising the standards so that we can raise a generation that can read and write at grade level. Found out today that most fourth graders and eighth graders can't do it. But if you want more teachers, because we have a teaching shortage, I know how to get them. And I'm not afraid to tell you. If you want more teachers, here's how you get more teachers. You ready? You pay them more money. If you pay teachers more money, more people, wait for it, would want to be teachers. And you get a better quality of people too, by the way. What we pay teachers is unconscionable. It is awful. It is embarrassing. Every teacher in America should be making at least $100,000 a year. They have one of the most important jobs in the country, and we start teachers off at 40 grand. No wonder nobody wants to be a teacher. And we think the way to fix that is to just come on in here and teach. Whoever you are. That ain't how you do it, people. Pay teachers more. Because when you treat people better, they stick around. And I'm not just talking about teaching. Let me wrap this up and tell you, tonight we've been talking about love, relationship, divorce, marriage, all of that. But the most important thing that you can do in the pursuit of what your heart wants is to learn your heart and to take care of it. Before you rush out to find somebody else, make sure you know who you are. I'm glad you tuned in tonight. I'm excited about Charity's future, and I'm excited about what's about to happen for you. You keep going, okay? Fight a good fight, run a good race, because at the end, you're going to find what you need. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Y'all be good to each other, all right? Be kind to yourself. I love you. How about that? I got some cards for you.